Coming up on Fulton Today, addressing Fulton's opioid crisis.
County officials agree to hire an opioid coordinator, while medical staff here at the Fulton County Jail find a new way to help those addicted to the drug when they're booked in. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll have more on that story coming up.
And Fulton officially swears in its new police chief. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Fulton leaders take two more drastic steps to try to address the deadly opioid crisis that has hit the county and the county jail. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this story. Brian?
Shania, whether it's helping in the recovery efforts here at the Fulton County Jail or preventing its usage, Fulton County is facing the opioid crisis head on. According to officials with the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, hundreds of people are booked in jails across the country addicted to opioids. To help safely manage the withdrawal, jail staffers and the company NAFCARE are using a new approach.
We're using a drug called buprenorphine to help ease the symptoms, the suffering of opioid withdrawal, and to reduce the risks that these patients face as they undergo withdrawal. Our new approach dramatically reduces the suffering and the risks associated with opioid withdrawal.
NAFCARE is the jail's medical provider. Prior to the partnership, addicted inmates were given comfort meds.
Those medications would help you feel better, make you more comfortable, whereas this new buprenorphine medication will stop the withdrawal process in its tracks.
Though no one has been administered the buprenorphine drug as of yet, jail medical staff anticipate the percentages will increase as time goes on.
We try to get people well enough so that staff can deal with them effectively, help them get through the process here at the jail, help them get through their court proceedings, and then hopefully get them to the road of recovery that they need to be on. I think this gives us a really good chance to be effective from the beginning of the incarceration.
This partnership and process is one of a few of the latest steps the county has taken to stop the opioid crisis. It recently announced a new opioid coordinator position. Lynette Allen is the interim director. The coordinator will serve as the point of contact between county officials, the community, and local, state, and federal governments. In 2017, Fulton launched its opioid awareness campaign, becoming the first county in the nation to sue opioid manufacturers and distributors. Additionally, the county started placing drop boxes in the community for unused medicine. And the district attorney introduced what is called Isaiah kits for first responders to use when a patient is suspected of an opioid overdose. The kits contain the life-saving drug Narcan. And as for the Fulton County Jail, officials believe this new process could also ultimately save lives.
We're doing this because we have that recognized problem that we need to address. And rather than stay on what we would normally do to get people through the withdrawal periods, we thought that this would be the best way to shorten that withdrawal period. And maybe, after our example, other jails will use this.
One final note, jail staffers and NAFCARE believe reducing patient suffering during opioid withdrawal will also decrease the number of attempted suicides here at the jail. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you very much, Brian. Meanwhile, Fulton's new police chief is officially sworn in.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution.
That I will support the Constitution.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
Chief Daryl Halbert had the interim title removed during this ceremony. Family, friends, and colleagues gathered to watch the veteran police officer become the department's top lawman.
Couldn't have dreamt of this day 25 years ago. And with the outpouring of support from the people that were in attendance today, it's phenomenal. I'm overwhelmed, actually.
Chief Halbert began his career with Fulton County in 1993. He's held numerous positions, including watch commander and public information officer.
Nothing makes me more proud other than my own children than to see Daryl become chief of police, because it is well deserved, it was well earned, and I know he's going to be just a phenomenal chief.
Prior to becoming chief, Mr. Halbert was deputy police chief.
Well, Chief Halbert is the right man for the technical reasons. He has more than 25 years of experience, done every job in the police department, and everybody has seen his development. But I thought what was interesting today were just the anecdotal stories about the kind of human being that he is, which is a caring, humble, and very effective leader.
Fulton County restructured its department after the establishment of the city of South Fulton. Fulton Police covers the remaining unincorporated area of Fulton Industrial Boulevard, handles building security, and the issuance of certain permits. Evacuating any Fulton County building in the middle of an emergency requires a lot of coordination and pre-planning, but imagine having to evacuate the jail or the courthouse in the middle of traffic. FGTV rides along for the mass evacuation drill. Normally, this much commotion at the Fulton County Jail would be a cause for concern.
Be advised, all inmates are present on account for Zone 800. We need to go to a stage 2.
However, this is a code red mass evacuation drill conducted by the Fulton County Sheriff's Office.
We conduct drills frequently for preparedness for a code red mass evac at the Fulton County Jail so that our staff are ready and know what to do in the event that we have a fire or a natural disaster in the jail and we have to move out inmates.
Typically, these mass evacuation drills occur during regular business hours. This drill is different because it was conducted during a time when most people are getting off work and heading home. Though no major highways were needed to ensure a smooth process, the Sheriff's Office recruited the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department, Atlanta's Department of Corrections, and MARTA for assistance. With inmates securely in the prisoner transport van and jail staffers in a MARTA bus, the entourage made it safely to the Atlanta City Detention Center and then back to the jail in no time at all.
We kicked off at about 5:40 for the drill, and everything went smoothly. We had the inmates out and back in our Sallyport area at about 6:50 they returned. We're very pleased. We're going to review the video for that, review the officers' comments who did the evaluations, and see what our successes were and where we might need to improve.
Bottom line, officials with the Sheriff's Office say that these evacuation drills are critical to the safety of the jail in the event of an actual emergency. One more bit of news from the Sheriff's Office. The 2018 junior deputies are now officially getting a better understanding of what it takes to work in the Sheriff's Office. The 11 to 16-year-olds participating in the week-long program experienced firearm and code red drill simulations, defensive tactics, and active shooter scenarios. They were also introduced to members of the SWAT and K-9 teams.
They do a lot of team building exercises, leadership exercises, physical fitness. They do a little bit of everything from outdoor laser tag to going through the jail, through defensive tactics, and anything that makes them engage with each other.
Despite the mental and physical energy they exerted, the participants found the program to be a positive experience.
I do feel this course is good because it's like nowadays most people, they don't know how to handle certain situations and they take certain situations the wrong way and it makes it worse than it already is.
I hope I get to learn more about the sheriffs and what they do on a daily basis and when I do become in the law enforcement area in my career, what I'll be expecting.
Classes are always held at the county's Public Safety Training Center in College Park. To get more information about the junior deputies' next session, call 404-612-3480. Well, after receiving high praise from the Secretary of State's office, the Department of Registration and Elections is gearing up for a runoff election. Early voting for the general primary runoff begins in Fulton County on July 2nd and ends on the 20th, minus the 4th of July holiday. Early voting hours for the first 2 weeks will be at 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. A Saturday, July 14th option will also be available. For the final week of early voting, leading up to the Friday, July 20th deadline, voting hours will be 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m.
We're reducing the locations from 21 locations down to 12 for the runoff because the ballot is much shorter and we anticipate a much lower turnout. And we also added the South Fulton Service Center, which is our usual polling location down in the south. We used Welcome All this time because the South Fulton Service Center was unavailable, so that will be back as an available early voting site.
If you need to register to vote, you must do so by June 25th. To learn more, you can log on to fultonelections.com. Still to come on Fulton Today, being a Fulton County resident can now help you save on your prescribed medications. We'll explain in our district by district coverage next. Fulton officially announces a partnership to make prescription drug discounts available to county residents and celebrates a reunion of seniors. Here's this week's district by district coverage. North Fulton residents, add this to your calendar. The Rotary Opioid Awareness Task Force Opioid Crisis Forum. The community event is on June 26 at 7 p.m. at the Roswell City Council Chambers.
People in our community, and our schools, our neighbors, and our children are dying right now. Rotary is a civic organization that wants to do something. So we formed this task force, and the key word is awareness. How can we bring this to the forefront of our communities right now? It has to stop.
The forum will include the showing of a high school short film titled Only One Time, an expert panel discussion, and treatment resource contacts. For more information, call 770-235-3777. District 4 Commissioner Natalie Hall, representatives from the Coast to Coast RX Company, and other Fulton leaders announcing that the firm and the county are partnering on a prescription drug discount program benefiting county residents. The new Coast to Coast RX prescription discount card will allow all residents, regardless of income, age, or health status, to participate in the program and save on the cost of their prescriptions. The commissioners and Coast to Coast RX officials made the announcement during a press conference at the Government Center.
The cost of prescription drugs can be very expensive for people, and this will allow people to get those drugs that keep them healthy as well as even save their lives.
We're in the low 70 percentile, about 71% savings with the discount card in Georgia overall. So it's very, very significant. It really lowers the cost for Georgians and certainly will help Fulton County residents that may not have health insurance or that don't have a drug covered under their health plan.
The RX card will be distributed free of charge and may be used at all pharmacy chains and most independent pharmacies within Fulton County. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. does his part as a judge in the first annual Information and Recruitment Fair at the Bowden Senior Center. The fair was a part of the center's Back to Bowden reunion. Over a dozen of the center's clubs set up tables to provide information about their groups to recruit more participants.
The tables are great. They reflect the creativeness of our seniors. They reflect the activities that our seniors are in. So we had the Pinochle Club, we had the line dancers, we had the Men of Bowden, and it just shows the wide range of activities and interests that our seniors have.
Senior participants say the county's programs specifically for them helps them to keep them active and engaged.
I like the fellowship, and I love the piano classes and the line dance classes, and as you can see, the Red Hatter Social Club and the fellowship with other seniors that are retired.
Members were excited to see old friends again.
It's all about bringing people together. A lot of people left and came back and left for various reasons, and now we have a new administration, and they're addressing our concerns and our needs. And I just think it's great because this is a great center, and the center is only as great as the people that are in it and that serve.
Fulton Senior Services Director also served as the judge, and both she and the commissioner agreed that all of the clubs were winners. And finally, in District 6.
We want to say thank you to all of the members of the District 6 family and beyond who met us out at the South Service Center last month for us to talk about Fulton County programs and services. One of the things that we have learned is that it's information people want. They want facts and information, and then of course we listen. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody who may not have been able to come to the South Service Center last month, but who want to come and share with us as a family what our concerns are and what we need to do together to make sure that we move forward together in the future to protect our children and our grandchildren, because that is what it is all about. So we look forward to seeing everybody on Thursday, June the 21st at the Southwest Arts Center classroom building.
And still to come on Fulton Today, we're sharing the steps you can take to keep you and your loved ones safe in honor of National Safety Month. Fulton County has one of the largest senior populations in the state, and Fulton Senior Services team says this county has one of the most active and engaged older Americans. Well, as you can imagine, with active and engaged seniors comes the greater risk for injuries. June is National Safety Month. Dr. Pamela Rochelle is the Director of Senior Services. Welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hello, Shania. Thanks for having me.
Well, Dr. Rochelle, I understand that June is, in fact, National Safety Month. Why is this observance so important to seniors within Fulton County?
Well, National Safety Month is so important to seniors of Fulton County because it really brings awareness to some of the leading causes of injury and death at home, on our roadways, in communities, and at work.
And based on the themes identified through the national platform, which is perhaps the most critical for our seniors?
Well, the 4 themes this year include emergency preparedness, driving, wellness, and falls. And falls are really one of the most critical areas of safety for seniors. Many times seniors are really unable to regain full recovery from falls, and so we really want seniors to know all that they can about preventing falls either in their home or while they're out and about in the community.
And are there any steps that the National Safety Council recommends?
Well, there are several steps that the National Council recommends as it relates to home safety. Really looking around your home, making sure that scatter rugs are either taken up or they're tacked down with the proper tape. Making sure that handles on doors and pots and pans, believe it or not, are really safe and secure. We have several seniors that have those pots and pans that they really love to use, but the handles are in horrible shape, which could lead to burns with the pot falling either off the stove or when the senior is handling it. So really taking a look around the home and making sure that your rugs are in place, that you have grab bars where you need to have them, and that your pots and pans are in tip-top condition, as well as those smoke detectors. It's really important to make sure you have batteries for those smoke detectors. And finally, really making a plan. Many times when an emergency occurs, if you haven't practiced how to either get out of your home or what you need to do, we panic many times. And so having that emergency plan and really going through a drill often really helps.
Yes, that absolutely helps. Great advice, Dr. Pamela Rochelle, Director of Fulton Senior Services Department. And again, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks again for having me.
If you are big on saving money on your fresh fruits and vegetables, then listen up. Fulton's Cooperative Extension Service has kicked off its annual mobile fresh market. This year, agents are hosting what they are calling food talks as they give away some free produce. This farmers market was at the Dogwood Library.
So we are going to be at 12 different stops throughout Fulton County. It's a 10-week schedule and we visit each stop every other week.
The mobile market will provide attendees with a 45-minute SNAP nutrition education lesson and food demonstration, and afterwards they will be able to visit the mobile market truck and receive a bag of free in-season produce to take home.
It's really great to use fresh produce, especially from local farmers market, because that produce traveled a lot less distance from where it was grown to where you bought it. So that means it's a lot fresher. It's picked at peak season, so that means it's going to be more nutrient packed.
If you have any questions about this year's schedule, you can call 404-762-4077, or you can email vaughn.baker@fultoncountyga.gov. A follow-up now on a story that we recently shared with you here on FGTV. Those Fulton managers who are taking part in a leadership program successfully wrap up their initiative, all designed to encourage kids to read. Members of the group called Cohort C of the Fulton County Public Managers Program began a book drive for kids in the county.
Well, I certainly want to congratulate all the members of Cohort C. It has been a fairly significant project, and they have all kicked in and done a wonderful job of pulling this all together. So my hat is off to them.
Barrels were set up in various county facilities, and get this, over 5,000 books have been collected.
Books to me was very important when I was growing up. Being on a Caribbean island, we didn't have the ability to jump in a car and drive a few miles and end up in a whole different area. So books allowed us the opportunity to travel the world.
Some of the 5,300 books were given away at the culminating festival at Juvenile Court. County leaders were impressed with the effort. And still to come, you just never know when and where the library will pop up in unexpected places. You'll see how it's possible next when Fulton Today returns. With the film industry booming in Georgia and right here in Fulton County, teens learn how their cell phones can create the next award-winning movie. As a part of the Atlanta Fulton Public Library System's summer reading program, the South Fulton Library provided teens with the opportunity to create a professional movie trailer on their personal mobile devices. The 3-hour workshop was taught by an award-winning TV show host and producer, Keisha Lee. She took the students through the filmmaking process from the pre-production to post-production stages.
I learned that you have to have good characters. You're not supposed to give away too much, and that it has to grab the audience attention.
I have had so much success with this workshop, and I came up with it because my students, I teach as well, and my students needed something to do in the summers. Many of them, they were too young. The colleges and the news stations or the sets that are around Georgia would not allow high school students. So that's how I designed and came up with Filmmaking 101.
When the class was complete, each student was able to take home a video they created to show off to their family and friends. And finally, if you can't make it to your local library, don't worry, the library may just come to you. The library bike made a pop-up appearance at Woodruff Park in downtown Atlanta. During their lunch break, workers and visitors in the area got to hear about the library system's summer reading program. They could also check out books, listen to music, play video games, and even sign up for a library card.
So what we do is we try to catch people where they are, get a library card in their hand, get the kids registered for summer reading, maybe check out some books.
The library bike is the result of a generous grant from the Atlanta Cycling Festival. Schools, businesses, and neighborhoods can all request a visit from the library bike to check out books, download free audiobooks, movies, music, magazines, and so much more. If you'd like to have access to the library bike, email Outreach Librarian Oscar Gittemeyer at this email address. The library bike is available anywhere in Fulton County and the city of Atlanta, and get this, it's free. And before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. And you can watch a replay of this show and any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.